All right, boys, so we are here in the Buffalo Bills offensive playbook. Today we're going to be going over trips tight end. If you guys didn't check out my last offensive scheme video, we went over open close flex and the best RPO in the game. I have some more to add to that in a later video, but today we're going to be going over trips tight end. I have been spending a lot of time getting good at this game, and I have won 49 of my last 50, including MUT champs, ranked, and regular head-to-head. So we are on a serious hot streak. I'm going to show you guys how I like to set my audibles. Now, PA boot shot is something I would normally have in my audibles, but in the Trey Flex, we have a setup that's going to be very similar out of the PA crossers play, so I don't really need to have that in my audibles because we can audible over to Trey Flex for that if you want. I'm still going to show you guys the setup, but I like to have the curl flat in my audibles because we have that stock angle route from the running back. Now, there are some really good run plays in here. And a couple good, actually really good screenplays. Now we have the inside zone, we have the counter for our regular runs, but the RPO alert bubble is a very, very good RPO. It's going to do very well against like cover 3, cover 4 style defenses. If you can get the block on the edge, you're going to be able to gain at least a few yards here. As we can see, I am in Madden Ultimate Team Practice mode. I don't want any kind of overpowered players or abilities for this, but the handoff is really good, and so is the RPO. So RPO alerts are really good in general, especially with the bubbles. They are very, very good in this game. It really doesn't matter what formation it's from, but you have an extra blocker over there in trips tight end. The first pass play we're going to go over, I don't really feel like I need to go over the run plays. Inside zone and counter are both good. Read option can also be very useful if you guys need to. But first play we're going to go over is verticals. This is the staple of pretty much any kind of trips tight end formation. It's going to be in every single one. If you're facing the mid blitz meta, best thing to do right here is just go ahead and put your running back on a flat route. And what I like to do is go ahead and put my outside receiver on a comeback route. And then if you guys want to do something else, you can. But this is going to do really, really well against man coverage for the most part. Our main read right here is going to be a running back in the flats, but we also are going to have our tight end on that corner route a lot of the time. A lot of the time you'll see people go ahead and streak this running back. This is going to be a very good setup for zone. Not so good against man, but you guys see that tight end corner route fries every single time against man coverage. Let's move on to our zone setups. And I forgot to mention, most of the time we're going to run our trips to the wide side of the field. So we're going to go ahead and flip it here. You're going to see a lot of cover 3 in this game, and this play is excellent against cover 3. We're going to go ahead and streak our running back, and our main read most of the time is going to be this right here. That little streak does a really, really good job against zone coverage. Our next read is going to be the crosser. Crosser also does a really, really good job against zone coverage. It's going to be a cover 3 beater almost every single time, unless they make some adjustments or user it. We also have the running back on the streak route that we can throw literally almost every single time. Running back streaks are awesome in this game. And then last but not least, we have the tight end corner route that does a really good job at getting underneath any kind of outside thirds, and there's going to be a window to throw that on the sideline, even though we missed the throw almost every single time against almost every zone coverage. All right, so not a lot of people are going to run cover 2 against trips anyways, but if they do, this is going to be a struggle for them. I'm going to go ahead and move this over so I don't have to flip every single play. But what I like to do is go ahead and put my outside receiver on a fade. And you guys are going to notice that against hard flats, it's just not, you can't defend it really. You might be able to when there is KOs in the game, but as soon as that outside receiver gets past that hard flat, you guys can throw it up just like this to the outside. Nice little pass lead right there. You're going to pick up a ton of yards, if not a one-play touchdown. You can also set it up the same way as you do against cover 3. And then we also have this deep down the field. So if the safety plays one, you're going to be able to throw the other. The crosser is also going to get open at some point, and so is the tight end corner route. This play is really, really hard to stop, especially in zone. It takes man, honestly, with a lot of adjustments to even be able to guard all the routes on the field. Switch stick is probably your best bet for this kind of offense, but trips tight end verticals has been one of the best plays in the game for a long time. All right, let's go over some stuff that people do not talk about a lot with trips tight end. China Y post is why I think that the trips tight end from the Bills playbook is the best. Now, right here, what I like to do against mid blitz is go ahead and block my running back. And this is going to be against any kind of man blitzes, and then you can really do whatever you want with these in routes. I actually like the en route from Maserati Marv. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and motion over triangle, and I'm going to put him on a smart routed speed out route. These do a really good job against man coverage, and you guys are going to notice that we have the corner route. That's going to do an excellent job getting separation. That tight end post route does a really good job as well at getting separation. That running back route is really good against zone. We're going to utilize that against zone coverage. Against man, especially these man blitzes, you want to block your running back most of the time. This speed out does an excellent job against man, but the main thing I want to focus on right here is this tight end post. As you guys see, that the guy that was manned up to the running back played an inside third right there because we don't have the running back going out on a route. So if you want to do some kind of block and release, you can. These are really good for man blitzes because your running back is going to check down most of the time. People are going to user the guy that is on the running back. So these check and releases are really good. You get an extra blocker, and then he's going to leak out into coverage. But you guys are going to notice that every single time, this is going to get wide open and pretty much be a one-play touchdown against man coverage. Excellent play against man. Let's see what it looks like against zone. All right, so against a cover 3, a couple different ways we can set this up. First one really is just going to go ahead and be to streak triangle and go ahead and snap the ball. Now, what we're going to be looking for mainly is going to be this corner route deep down the field. We actually have a really tough throw right there, and we are unable to complete it. But this is a really good route against zone coverage. If you guys want to, you can stem it down and make it run really sharp. And you guys are going to notice a lot of the time, you're going to have a perfect little window to throw that right there. Now, we are missing the throw consistently, but that's not something you're going to see in game too much. I think we're just getting under pressures because of the X factor I have on my defensive line. Yeah, that is exactly what's happening. Right there, we are unable to make the throw. I led that a little wrong because we were making the wrong reads before, but this is a really good setup for this play. One thing you can also do is go ahead and put triangle on a flat route, and then go ahead and put square on a streak, and then we're going to go ahead and put our running back on a streak too. And what you guys are going to notice is that this X route does such a good job against zone coverage. There's going to be a window to throw this against literally every single zone in the game. You can also set it up like this if you want to. You can go ahead and leave that kind of speed in route and go ahead and put triangle on a streak, and then if you want to, you can do something else with the outside receiver. I like the speed out routes as well. In this situation, you can stem them up a little bit if you want them to run a little bit deeper, but this is a phenomenal setup against zone. We are able to get the throw off. We actually did not complete that right there. That's again because of that universal coverage on the outside, but you guys see the main route right here. It's going to be this route from Laporta. There is a window to throw this against literally every single zone. Let's see what it looks like against cover 2 and cover 4. So the things with cover 2 this year is that these mid reads actually do a really good job at playing the deep middle of the field. So what I like to do is actually motion my running back out on a streak route, and then I want to do the same setup that we kind of do here with the cover 3, except this time we're going to have our outside receiver on a smoke screen that's going to pull down the flat, and that streak from the slot is going to pull the that outside half on that left side, the deep half, more towards the middle of the field, and it's going to give us a window to throw either this, which we are not able to get off. We can throw the running back on the streak to the sideline, or we can throw that corner route pretty easily, literally every single time. So this is an awesome setup against man cover or zone coverage. We actually have the running back right there on that streak route. Cover 2 is really easy to exploit, but a lot of people run it with a double maple style setup with deeper flat zones. You guys are going to see that a lot online. Main thing right here though is the corner route. As you guys see, it's literally wide open every single time against cover 2. All right, let's see what this looks like against cover 4 match, and I have an exploit for you right here. I'm going to show you guys how to beat match really easily at a trips tight end. And this is kind of a universal setup. I just like this play for it specifically because it's really easy to set up. So what I like to do here is go ahead and put our outside receiver on a speed out, and we're going to go ahead and stem him up by 10 yards. Then we're going to go ahead and put triangle on a streak, our slot receiver, and we're going to go ahead and motion him in a couple snaps, and we're going to snap the ball. Now, you guys are going to see that circle is just going to be wide open literally every single time. Nobody within a mile of him, and this is going to work with literally any play in the game with the corner out, a streak, and that speed out. It doesn't really matter what you do with the rest of the play, but this is a really easy play to exploit match on, just because of how the match rules work against trips. You guys see super consistent, wide open, one play score every single time against match coverage. All right, moving on to our next play. It's going to be curl flat, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like against man coverage. This time I'm going to go with mid blitz again, and really all you want to do here is go ahead and put X, your tight end, on a corner route. We're going to go ahead and drag triangle, and then from there you can, a lot of the time you can throw this curl route. If you time it right, even with that KL right there, the universal coverage, we're still able to complete that. The tight end corner route, again, is going to do an excellent job against man literally every time. Of course, you guys know that the post route from that slot wide receiver is also going to do an excellent job against man, and the angle route from the running back is going to do a really good job too. As you guys can see right here, literally every single route in this play is going to destroy man coverage. It's just a matter of timing it right. All right, so curl flat, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like against cover 3. This is a really good cover 3 beating play. We're going to go ahead and put square on an in route. We're going to go ahead and put X on a streak, and we're going to go ahead and stem that post route down by a couple stems, and we're going to make it basically a crossing route is what these turn into essentially. And they do a really good job against both man and zone. But you guys are going to notice that we have a window to throw this on the sideline almost every single time. We're also going to be able to throw it in the middle of the field if we time it right. That backside in route does a really good job against zone coverage. As you guys see, there's a window to throw that literally every single time. It doesn't matter what their zone drops out or zone drops are at. That flat route is going to pull any kind of flat zone or curl flat zone on that left side to the sideline and give us a window to throw that. And then, of course, we have the angle route, which is always going to be open against literally any kind of zone coverage. They're either going to have to man it up or they're going to have to make some crazy adjustments to actually stop that. This is a really good play against both man and zone, and it's kind of a staple of trips tight end. It has been for years. As you guys see, we do have that crossing route open. We just aren't able to throw it. These post routes are really good. You can also stem it up a little bit if you want to and go ahead and put your tight end on a corner route. And essentially, this works as a cover 3 beater. You just have to have time in the pocket to actually throw it. Right there, we're unable to complete the pass, but you guys see he was beating the cover 3 pretty easily. So man coverage really isn't too hard to beat in trips tight end, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not going to go over a whole bunch of man beating plays. These are going to mostly be zone beating setups. And one of my favorite zone beating plays out of trips tight end is the PA boot shot. And we're going to come out in the cover 3 sky here. And really easy to set this up. We're going to go ahead and put circle on a streak. We're going to go ahead and put our outside receiver on a drag. We're going to go ahead and put our tight end on a corner route, and this is going to be the setup right here. This is what I was saying at the beginning of the video. We do have a setup for this out of Trey Y Flex. That's why I don't have this in my audibles, but this is one of my favorite plays in the entire game. And you guys are going to see that this crossing route does such a good job at beating cover 3, and we're able to walk in for an easy one-play score. You can also put your running back on a route and cancel the play action if you want to. And when you do that, a lot of the time you guys are going to notice that there is a window to throw this tight end corner route. If you guys do want to make a quick throw, if you guys can't wait for the crosser to get open. And then, of course, we have the drag that's going to be open underneath a lot of the time as well. Really good play against zone coverage right here. This is one of the more popular plays in the game last year, and this year is just as good. I really don't see it run very much, but it is really good. Now, right there, I actually didn't put circle on a streak, which is why that kind of played how it did. And a lot of the time when you don't cancel the play action, it actually makes the pressure come in a little bit faster, which is frustrating. But you guys see wide open right there. Easy one-play score every time against cover. And I got 2 more plays to show you. Both are going to be against cover 3, cover 4, drop style coverages. I'm going to go ahead and come out in PA counter go here. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to come out in a cover 4 drop this time, because it's something that we haven't really gone over too much. 3 down lineman set. I'm going to go ahead and sub out my crazy defensive linemen that are getting insane pressure on me, and we're going to come out in a cover 4 drop style look. Now, this is going to work the same way against cover 3 that it is against cover 4, and how I like to set this up is go ahead and put my running back on a streak. We're going to motion him out, and then from there we're going to go ahead and put our tight end on flat, our slot receiver on a flat, and then we're going to go ahead and put our outside receiver on an in route. And essentially what we're going to be doing is waiting on this crosser to get downfield. If you want to, you can also streak your tight end, try to hit the seams if at all possible. But this is going to do a really good job at giving us a high-low over the middle and also giving us a deep route to try to look down the field for. You guys are going to see crossing routes are very, very, very good in this game. You don't really see them too much right now, but that's only because we don't really have too many receivers that can get them in Madden Ultimate Team. And if you guys are playing regs, obviously only the one hot route master, and then any kind of outside or slot apprentices are going to get these crossing routes. You just don't see it too much because there aren't too many in the game. Really, really good route combo right here, though. This is excellent against both man and zone. As long as you can wait on that crosser, it's going to be open literally every single time, pretty much no matter what the zone drops, because that is going to get over 30s, especially when you run this to the wide side. A couple things I want to mention before we go over our last play. The play wide receiver short post was really, really good last year against literally every kind of zone coverage because of how the short post ran. It did a really good job at both man and zone. It still does a pretty good job against man, but against zone, I can show you guys right here. This is how a lot of people would run it. It stops running. And it's not quite as good this year because it stops running and it kind of just sits in a pocket, as you guys can see right there. And that is why it is not as good as it was the last couple years, because this is one of the better plays in trips tight end for a while. It's just really not usable because there's only a slight window to throw it before he stops, and a lot of the time you're going to throw an interception because he stops. Now, the last play I want to go over, we're actually going to run with our trips to the short side of the field. We don't run a whole lot of plays with our trips to the short side of the field, but this is one of the better ones for that, and that is going to be the Orbit PA halfback wheel. Now, the unique thing about this is that we have our running back running to the opposite side of the field on a wheel route. Now, this actually does a really good job against man coverage. We have the crossing route, and then, of course, we have the running back wheel route, which are both really, really good against man and zone coverage. But how I like to set this up right here is actually just like this. And we're going to go ahead and snap the ball. And what we're going to be waiting on is this wheel to get deep down the sideline. Just like so. So we can throw it and hopefully toe tap the sideline just like we did right there. Now again, we do have a KO that's kind of knocking stuff out. A little unfortunate. If you want to, you can actually streak both these receivers. And then you can do whatever you want with the tight end if you want to put him on like an in route and smart route it. You have a lot of stuff going to that left side of the field, and that's not something you're going to see too much in trips tight end. It does seem like a tight throw right here, but that's only because the universal coverage is making it a tight throw. This can also be a cover 4 drop beater when you run it to the opposite side of the field. I'll go ahead and showcase this for you right now. We're going to go ahead and put triangle on a streak. We're going to go ahead and stem this post route down by 1, and then we're going to go ahead and put circle on a smart routed in route, and then we're going to put our tight end on a corner route. Now, you don't really need the wheel for this. I just like the wheel, but you guys see that this post just gets over the quarter. Now, I made kind of a bad throw right there. Actually, if you stem this post down a little bit more, it's going to do a little bit better job against this, but it's not really too hard to set up. And this is a consistent cover 4 beater, and there are not a lot of those in this game. As you guys can see, tight squeeze right there. We don't really have the throw power to make that throw really accurately, but you guys see it is a cover 4 beater, especially if you have a velocity cam. Once we get velocity cams in the Madden Ultimate Team, that is going to be a consistent throw that you can make literally every single time. It just seems a little bit sketchy with the lack of throw power, but you guys see how that inside quarter on that right side bites down, and that streak from the slot receiver triangle on that left side holds that inside quarter on the left side down to give us some window to throw this. Really good play. That's all I got for you out of trips tight end. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time we put another video out just like this. This is one of the best, if not the best offense in the game, especially when you pair it with my last offense, the pistol open close flex with the absolute best RPO in the game. You guys need to check that video out if you haven't. Make sure you do. You guys are going to love it. I am winning a ton of games with this scheme. As always, it's your boy Killer Cam Friend. Until next time, peace.